Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Alex Kolosko is here, founder of Photigy School of Photography, and today we'll be doing our Friday photo talk. Critique and review and questions and answer, everything that we want to discuss at the end of the month, last Friday of each month. This is what we do. Right now we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook, so I'll be watching YouTube live chat as well as Facebook. However, on the Facebook, I'm not sure where to find those comments. So if you want to really talk to me, load Photigy YouTube. It will be live stream over there. But I'll do my best to catch your things, to catch your comments on the Facebook. And our team members will help me, hopefully, to get everything. Okay, so how are you doing, guys? How's everything? Okay, I see. Hello, Morten. From cold Norway. It's getting better here in California. Slowly, really slow, like crazy slow for the California, but still. Grimler. Hello. Okay. Oh, awesome. This is what I see on Facebook. Hi, team. Hi, Zambar, if you pronounce right. Okay. What I'm going to do, first of all, the announcement is about the jewelry photography for wedding photographers. Kind of a strange name, but at least it tells exactly what it is. The course officially will be released on April 2nd. We have the, well, today I think it will be posted on our store, but it's coming soon mode. You can always check it, but April 2nd you will have an advantage for 1 week to buy it for 20% off. Let me share to show you what it is if you didn't hear it yet. If you don't know what I'm talking about. This is the course where I show in super simple way, and simple, it's crazy simple, how to take photos of jewelry. These photos just with a speed light and the lens, well, the macro lens, of course, and a little piece of the diffuser. No studio light. Literally, just diffuser, do it yourself, very simple. You don't need anything, it's just a piece of plastic, basically, no frame, nothing. And your camera and a speed light. And all this is close to straight out of the camera. Okay, this is the course. Well, we're targeting wedding photographers who shoot this detailed shot during the wedding ceremony photo shoot, and they have like, I don't know, 20 minutes for all this. So very little propping, but still should be a great result. And I've seen really bad photos on really good wedding photographers' portfolios of jewelry. They didn't know how to shoot this. So now they do. This is before and after, so you can see most of the thing it's done in the camera. It's like almost no post-production. You don't need to retouch much, okay? We just add a little bit of, some sparkly thing, but you're getting beautiful shots out of the camera without any studio equipment. Okay, so it will be released on 2nd of April. Be ready. Now, the Facebook. What is going on with Photigy review? There is a tag, Photigy review. You post on Facebook Photigy page and tag it this way, so I can load and talk about such photos, your photos, during this talk. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Okay. Now, yeah, monitoring all these charts, not that easy. So, what do we have? February, did I review this? I think so. It was a month ago, right? About an hour ago. Okay, this is interesting. From Jason. Do-it-yourself LED lighting. Oh, I always, like jumping on shots like this, because it's relatively easy to do a good product photography when you have all kind of lighting, studio, stands, and everything. You have all the equipment needed, and if you, have ability to shoot, if you know how to shoot, it's super easy. It's really hard when you have very little. Like some of the LED lamps. Actually, it's photography grade LED lamps, so it's even a little bit better. I was thinking about those floodlights because I was starting myself a long time ago. We are renting an apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, and I was shooting in the bedroom using those floodlights from Home Depot, from construction store. It was 500 watt, not LED, regular tungsten light. And it was crazy, hard to shoot, and it was hot and everything. But I remember my first experience in still life and what later come up as product photography. Okay, so I see the setup, right? To have a good review, it's cool to have lighting setup. There is some snoot behind. Okay, awesome. You have this sort of like a diffuser behind the bottle. Okay, and man, I just realized, what I did realize, no, not this Photigy, different Photigy. Let me open this. Actually, it's here. If we go to Pro Club, oh man, where is our Pro? We had that workshop a long time ago at Pro Club, really long time ago. Let me see, where I was shooting something similar to, no, I can't find it, probably I won't be able to find it. No. So anyway, where are we shooting that cleaner, the cleaner for glass. And then you have this glass from whiskey with the thing. It's crazy. So you drink it, really. Actually, I'm from Soviet Union, and back there, when we had this beautiful perestroika, people were drinking this. It was a little bit different, but it was blue too, and it was based on alcohol. So anyway, it's not a good idea to drink. And talking about the way that you shoot it, of course, it's hard to, to really tell you, man, you need to improve, because there are many things to be improved here. And to make it done well, you need to have strip boxes, especially when you, shoot glasses and this. And eyes. You need to have clean glass. You need to have a good amount of liquid inside of it, so it works better. And of course, it should be whiskey. But what's cool is that you managed to do well the sprayer, the bottle of the cleaner, because you have. Unfortunately, do I have here the way to make it larger a little bit? Well, not much. So you manage to have this edge light and gradient, and this is super cool. I like it. This is what basically the essence of product photography. If you manage to create gradients on the edges of any cylindrical subject, any alcohol, well, lots of subjects that need that type of lighting, and you got it here. You're on the very beginning of doing this, especially considering that you don't have much equipment, but you did it well. You did it well, and well, kudos for you. Okay. Yeah. So get strip boxes. Get strip boxes because otherwise it will be hard for you. Strip box what gives you sharp cutoff line when you have a diffuser and strip box behind, and that sharp cutoff line is like the way that you do all kind of reflections on glossy surfaces. It's like you touch with your one side of your strip box the diffuser, and it creates nice line between bright and dark, you know, on the reflection, and then boom, it's all cool. Okay, let's see what next. Drinking the soap. Oh no, Morten, you didn't know that? Oh, it was a beautiful time. It was a time when they banned alcohol, so it was like two hours per day when you can buy it or something like that. I was relatively young, so I wasn't interested in that hype, but people were struggling because usually in Soviet Union they drink a lot, and when government cut it, they started drinking perfumes, you know, start drinking all these cleaners that was alcohol based. And they, well, that's why we're so strong, you know. We can survive this. Of course, well, my parents didn't drink anything. We were from different class, but still. Okay, it was a cool time to live, and especially from historical standpoint, not to be there. I did review this. Okay. I think I did review everything in February, right? Was reviewed. Now we have this, March from Wasim. Interesting story. Oh yeah, I have many interesting stories, you know. Can I get a shout out? You can talk. Yeah, you can, guys. If you want to talk to me, just shoot on the chat. Not a problem. So, Wasim, this is what you did. Let's see what else do we have here. Sort of as is, right? One for the cool shadow. Then you got reflection using that little cool reflector, right? Then you got another one. I love it. Super simple, right? I mean, it's like, man, still great result. Really love when photographer managed to do something like I said before, with a simple either props or lighting or light modifiers, and still get a good result. Of course, Photoshop will help, but you know, looking at where it came from, that's perfect. You know this, right? Especially if you're a beginner. Let me stop on this, on the way that many of us shoot this composite image, so composite shot. Because we live in this beautiful world of, you know, digital, we can do multiple shots and then put them together in Photoshop or any other editor that can work with layers, right, and masks. Super simple to do it in post-production, even if you don't know much about this. It's a masking and, you know, putting all in one image, just on different layers. What's cool about this technique? If you don't have many lights, again, I remember how I was starting. I kind of bought one light and it was super cool, but what can I do with one light? It was strobe light. You move your light, you click, you shoot light having on one side, you shoot another image light on another side, you shoot with the light on the background, you shoot in light on the top, on the bottom. So you can use it one light to do amazing, completely professional result with just a single light. Just because you can move it and kind of simulate multiple lights. Always remember about this. Even I often use it. When I shoot whatever, I have the lighting set up, all looks cool, except few pieces that I don't like how they look like. And then I just use, let's say, the light, handheld light. I highlight those pieces, just putting it somewhere around. Not looking at the whole of the picture, because usually it kind of gets ruined by that light. But those pieces gets done well, and boom, everything looks good. The only thing that you need to trigger your camera really not by hand. It should be a remote trigger, because nothing should be shaky. You shouldn't touch anything. Okay, so this is what we have. Oh man, I couldn't see it. The video light is so powerful. Okay, so one pill, I'll answer it. And if you want to review, post it on Photigy Facebook group with that tag. Okay, this is how I can find it. So, the result, it's good. Wasim, it's super good. Super, not super, but it's good. I don't think that I would suggest you to do something pretty much different. You like it this way. It's, you know, the composition and everything. It's a little bit unusual, but why not? The only thing that, you know, again, it's about composition, about it, the like emotional impact of the image. You have this white table, basically white plate or whatever, and you have dark, completely black background, and you have this blue bottle, blue jar, right? Are you sure to use white table for this? Because it's a little bit, it's okay, but maybe it may be more interesting if it won't be just white. But let's say either gray, or maybe bluish, or maybe, well, think about it. Again, it's just an idea. I have very little, you know, the reality to kind of check it, but well, on the other hand, you won't have that nice clean look if it won't be white. So I think it's okay. Yeah. One other thing you could do to kind of make it a little bit more polished, when you have this refraction, you see the light through the jar on this, talking about this area, right? Let me grab it 1 second. So I'm talking about this area. You can polish it in Photoshop, because there are some, like in noise, it's not noise, it's something else. Not sure what, but I have a feeling that it's not the contents of the bottle, and it's not the bottle itself, because it looks like it's just glossy blue glass. You can polish it. I think you can polish to just remove those little, you know, dots, that noise, and that's it. The only thing that I can think about. Guys, by the way, if you want to add something or discuss, tell me. I would love to, because it's a dialogue, right? It's yeah, everything goes in terms of dialogue. Andrei, no reason to drink soap when you have colon. Yeah, perfume is better. So let's see. We're done with this, right? Super cool. And I like this this little highlight even here, a little, you know, bright dot. Okay, Yuri Boyko. This is where I can talk without accent. Okay, Yuri, you didn't submit any lighting setup, but I can guess it. And since you have a good result, I'm gonna talk about it, even without lighting setup, simply because I don't have much to tell you in terms of improving. Everything that come up to my mind is, it's completely subjective. It's like, oh, you can move this there. I don't see any what I can consider as mistake here, so it looks really good. But why may improve here? Is there is 3 or 2, 1, 2, 3? Is it like one more a line of powder or not? Because I don't see that there is something really dark. Oh no, it's not line of powder. It's a brush. Okay, it's little that brush there. So maybe this is the only thing. Maybe you can make it slightly brighter. But again, let me check on this monitor. It just may be my eyes that are hurt by that light. Let me see if I can check it. Maybe it's all nice and visible on the brighter monitor. Yeah, sort of. Okay, so no worry. Yeah, I was thinking that, you know, you can make it a little bit brighter. But I think it's visible and it's good enough. Cool. So, yeah, I love this background. This is the best for, well, many things, especially for jewelry. When you shoot jewelry, you put that plexiglass, black glossy plexiglass, or just mineral glass that is black. And then you have a spot reflect on it, and everything starts looking amazingly well. One of the tricks, guys, this is if you're starting again and you want to impress yourself, you want to kind of encourage and inspire yourself, get a piece of plexiglass. It's super easy to find it anywhere. All right. Black, well, it may be not black. Anyway, online metals. Acrylic plastic, so lots of it. There are a lot online, and even on Home Depot, in the local store no need. They have 12 inches by 24 inches. Pretty good size. Get that plastic. Well, not plastic, the glass, whatever. Put it on a table, have a camera like 45 degree, put whatever you want, and have either diffuser or background the spot there, so you get a reflection on that on the table. It immediately will look just amazingly good. So, Yuri, I don't think that, you know, I can tell you about any improvement here. Again, let me see, maybe we have some. Okay, so it's one peel. I'll search. Okay, cool. I'll definitely search it. Yeah, no worry. So let's search. I have a request, and let's do this since we have the viewer really asking. Tom Devin, yeah, you'll be next. But if I refresh the search, Swapnil, do you have a tag over there? I don't think you have a tag. Please tag it, okay? Please tag it with Photigy review hashtag, okay? Photigy review, one word. This is how I can find it. Let's do the next one. Tom Devin. I think this is new one. Yes. Woohoo! Nice. Actually, really good. Maybe this is Facebook compression, maybe something else. It looks like a little bit too polished to me. I mean, on the post-production, the glass looks slightly like it's not a glass, but plastic. You know, from far away, it looks great. You know, like, oh, what's that? When I open it 100%, what I see is, I don't see the glossiness. You lost it, I think, because the lighting is good, but probably the post-production. You smooth away many things on the glass, And this is probably what happened after that. Somehow we lost that sense of glossiness. It's like, it's slightly matte, you know. Guys, really, try to open and see what I'm talking about. This is a huge mistake on many, I would say, emerging product photographers. When either with the light, you can do too soft light and it causes the same thing, or with post-production, when you kind of polish all the unevenness, all the, you know, bubbles or whatever, scratches on the material that's supposed to be glossy. You polish it, polished in Photoshop, basically applying some like a blur. There are different techniques, denoising it or whatever, but the result is that it starts looking not as glossy as it used to be, as it should be, because it should be glossy. Glass, the mineral, clear, glossy glass should look like this, you know, it shouldn't look like it's plastic. And this is probably the issue here. The rest is cool. I mean, it's all that strange, like a flame behind. Well, if you like it this way, I'm not getting it really, but why not? One thing though, this beer is not really dark beer, right? I don't see that it's like super dark. It's somewhere, not really light, but still. And usually we have the foam is brighter than the beer, like really bright. If beer is dark, foam is like yellow, right? If beer is yellow, foam is almost white. Here you have the brightness of your foam is really dark comparing to the beer, especially the top one. Top one is most of the cases almost white. Of course, we're not overexposing it, but we cannot making it white. And this is where you can make it brighter, I think. Okay, just again, maybe in Photoshop. On the other hand, it looks good. I mean, it's not like I just remember that it's supposed to be white. If I didn't know it, maybe it's okay. But think about it. Okay? So it was a polarizer. Nice. Yes, 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 it's polarizer. It's not an ND. There is no reason to put ND filter in front of your light. I don't... well, the only thing that I can think about ND when your light is too bright and you cannot dim it down, but it's rare situation. You just can pull it away 1 feet and it will be really, brightness will go down. So polarized light that help you to kill that little reflection. And this is the light, again, this is what we have on in ProClub, right? It was one of the coolest workshops over here where you're shooting a beer, right? Actually, I didn't think I used polarized light over there. Where is my beer? Probably this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Did I use polarized light? Oh, yeah, here it is. Cool. So you must be either in ProClub or, well, you know how to do this. Nice. And we have all this homework. By the way, guys, if you watching us first time, check out ProClub. This is the membership program, membership area, where when you subscribe, you have access to all this. It's the best for product photographers. We have only product photography there, tutorials only for product photographers. So you have nothing more, nothing else, but exactly what you need if you want to be a product photographer. Okay. And then this, huge diffusers. Love it when it's like this. The large one, it's super easy to work with. Guys, if you build and do-it-yourself diffuser, shoot for the largest possible one. You won't regret, because with the small one, yeah, sometimes it's easy to, to put it all around, but really, But really, large one is way more easier to work with. Smoother gradients, you don't need that little light behind. You can use a larger softbox behind it to have this gradients. Super cool. Okay, so Tom, oh yeah, Tom Devin, yeah, I remember you. Yeah. You're in Pro Club. Thank you. Let's refresh page. There are some new submissions. Let me do like this, hit this little button. And it sorts by the way that it likes. Okay. Facebook has own. Morten, I see. Oh, Morten submitted. Cool. Okay, Morten, we'll talk. How many new do we have? Let me see. Jason, we talked about this. Sandor, okay. Sandor, I have a new one. We talked about this. And Vasim, I think, no, we should talked about that. February, March. Ethan. Oh, okay, so Morten was helping you guys to get to the Photigy review. Okay, then I'll move faster then. I'll move faster because we have submissions. Let's go from the low one. It's only one, right? There is no lighting setup, so I'll be even faster. Who did it? Hello, Facebook. Are you kidding me? Martin. It's supposed to be on the right. Anyway, Martin. This is nice. Yes, Martin, this is good. In general, this is good. One of those cases where glossy pieces doesn't look that much glossy. It's sort of okay here, but still it's a little bit too soft, meaning that you're missing somewhere the sharp cutoff line, and with the wine, we usually using on one side we use diffuser to create nice gradient, and on another side it's cool idea to have just sharp light, sharp strip box, to have, let's say, on one side something that will be white. And you know what? If I choose the color white, check this out. If I will have this reflection, thank you. So if I have this reflection, the bottle will start looking glossy if it will be bright edge. Not a big deal here again, but it will look more natural and more professional if you would have somewhere like this. It may be plus the gradient, but sharp cutoff line. Here you don't have those lines. You have only the cutoff line that basically the edge of the bottle, but on the matte subject it will be the same edge because there is nothing else behind it, right? And then you have this, what I call zebra. If you look at area like here, we have bright, and then some black line, and then again some bright line. It's not really visible, but visible a little bit. This is what I call zebra. When you have somewhere the reflection, your diffuser, well, has something. It's not smooth enough. It's not all the way, creating that gradient. Gradient should go smoothly all the way from bright to really dark. In your case, it will be black, almost black, because the middle of black. Okay, so this is the only thing. The rest, not a problem, and I love this, how you got the label. Very nice, smooth light. That's super cool. Okay, let's move to the next one. Again, let me tell you about when you go, guys, who's learning product photography. If you go to Pro Club, there is free, okay, button here. There are so many tutorials that are completely free. If you are new to us, go and check them out. You will learn a ton. Lots of things that I'm talking about, they all here. So you can start without putting any investment up front. Later, when you want to learn more advanced stuff, yeah, you join Pro Club. But start with free and you love it. Let's next move to next one, Ethan. We have this boom. Let me see, Ethan. How did you shoot it? Do we have any comments in terms of how you did it? Where are our comments? No. It's not a lighting diagram. It's nothing really for product photographers. It's just completely not what can tell you. Can tell us what did we, I mean, how did you shoot it? But anyway, so what I see here, cool idea, relatively well done watch. Well, it's not a glossy watch, so it's not super hard to highlight them this way, but still the result is good. What's really bad here is your motion blur. So you definitely didn't freeze the action, what we call freeze the action. When liquid is flying, there are two demons that kind of waiting for a photographer to ruin the photo. First demon is the high-speed motion, things flying fast, and it's like motion blur. And another one is depth of field, things flying fast, flying away from the area where you have focus, and they become blurry just because it's out of focus. That's what with splash is happening. Here I see the motion blur because I see long trails from little droplets, and you didn't freeze it with the high-speed flash, the strobe light. It's not, I'm not talking about shutter speed. We don't use shutter at all here. Again, I talk a lot about this on Photigy. We use the lighting to freeze action, and you don't need to have expensive lighting. Now, where is it? The speed light, like this, for example, and actually this one is not good because it's too expensive and it doesn't do many things that least expensive can do. This is for Sony. Starting from $50, $60, such a speed light will freeze action at up to 1/10,000th of a second if you shoot it at let's say 1/8 of a power. Raise ISO, put 1/8 on manual mode, trigger it, and all the droplets will be frozen. It will be beautiful. Okay, this is what you do for such lighting. Otherwise, one light setup. So super, you need to have just one light. Speed light will work for this. And the shutter speed should be x-sync of your camera, whatever, 160, 1/200 of a second. That's it. It's enough. Okay, February we did talk. What else? Did I talk about this? Actually, I think I did miss this. It's nice, but Wasim, you have already one review, so let's talk about some doors. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Okay. So let's see. LED lamps, 10-second long exposure. Ooh, okay. That's respectful. What I'm missing with strobe light and what I allow with continuous light, that you have infinite amount of lighting when you shoot with continuous lighting. With strobes, if it's not enough to highlight, to give you exposure that you need for given ISO and aperture, right? If it's not enough with a strobe, you can't do anything except actually doing multiple shots. No, multiple strobes within one shot, but it should be dark studio. Well, it's kind of tricky. With continuous light, you just make shutter speed longer, and you can do whatever you want. So let's see. Small tent. Tent is evil. I was saying this. Tent is evil, but not always. We even have a workshop using tent. So there are ways to use it. What was okay? What saved you somehow? No, actually it didn't save you. No. Okay, let me ask you this, my dear viewers, right now. Is it glossy or like eggshell finish of this, how you call it, shaker, right? Is it cocktail shaker? I see it as not completely glossy, but like not really brushed, but almost like brushed aluminum or metal or whatever, stainless steel, or semi-glossy, but not glossy. But let me look at this. If I see one of the images, like this one, the right side, I see some cool reflection over there, and it tells me that I may be wrong, but if it's glossy, like really glossy, like I don't have it, but like a mirror, like glossy metal, Sandor, you didn't get it. I don't see this. And why? Because of the, well, the way that you shoot it, because of that, again, this is probably lots of Photoshop. Yeah, I see the Photoshop. When you polished, you kill that glossiness. But the problem with all this shooting tent, that it's not made for such subjects, really. It works well for semi-glossy, for matte subject, but for glossy, no. On the shooting tent, you have 4 corners, 4 edges of that cube, and at least 2 of them will be always reflecting. And it's not good. And this is, I mean, it totally ruins all the reflections in most of the cases. You cannot really move one side further away. You cannot change the direction, the way that those diffusers, let's say 2 diffusers, it's like 2 sides of that box. You cannot change it. And it just, you see, you need only 2 diffusers for such subject. It's a cylindrical subject. You didn't care about what's on top. You don't care much what's on the bottom because it's like whatever, right? You don't care. There are only background, which you can put anything, it's super easy, and 2 pieces from both sides. This is what really you need to do. You need to, well, what I can tell, 1 second, I'll show you something. Do I have it here? 1 second, guys, let me check. Oops. Let me check something. This is not really do-it-yourself. Okay, I have it, this little one. Okay, so what I'm talking about. Do-it-yourself diffuser. This is not in the best shape. We're going to disassemble it soon, but the idea is that you need to have a frame and put whatever you want, diffuser, the material. This is 2 pieces like this on both sides. And again, if you would search do-it-yourself diffuser on Photigy, you'll find some builds people doing. This will work way, way, way better than any shooting tent. Shooting tent has lots of limitations. And we had this webinar when I was using shooting tent to show how cool it can be sometimes. But it was a tricky one. I was using 60 inches shooting tent, one side 60 inches. So it was literally, I was sitting inside, it was huge tent. And I could have lighting inside the tent. And sides were working as large diffusers. And I was using pieces of black cardboard to cover some of the sides to have some of the areas inside the shooting tent to have sharp cut-off lines and, you know, to mimic all this that we can do in the studio with just normal diffusers. So it's possible, but it's really not what will help you to learn. In the tent. Okay. Anyway, you see I'm talking a lot, but it was a good speech about tents. Anyway, but it was a good educational speech, maybe not for you. Okay. I use the tent to diffuse the light from the cell phone. I didn't get, because you see, I don't see the lighting setup here, unfortunately. You didn't put the lighting setup. I mean, I see little thing. So, in general, let's finish on this. It's done relatively well. I would shoot it different. I wouldn't put that black line in front. I would use black probably lines on both sides and bright in the front. It's possible if you move your camera as the way that to catch reflection under the camera, you know, front on front. You can catch reflection either under the camera or on top of the camera and put a diffuser with a light there, so the middle will be bright of subjects like this. But it's okay to shoot this way. You need to have smooth diffusion, smooth gradient, and it should be done the way that will give us that feeling that it's glossy. So you're missing somewhere that those lines between bright, really bright, and really dark. Okay. It's hard to tell you on fingers, you know, all this. I need to show it, but we're not really shooting it here. We are talking here. Susan. Okay, Susan, no lighting setup either, right? Oh, here we go. Susan came. Create light painting submission. Where it was light painting? Did I talk about light painting? Anyway, Craig, is it right now or? Anyway, let's talk about this. So, Susan, it's nice. That's cool. You have this white background, which is not white, lots of yellow on it. Okay, you like it this way, maybe it's fine. A little bit unusual that you have such background, but again, this is your choice, because usually, you know, we put the spot and we have sort of like a heavy vignetting, look like, on the corners, and this way the refraction through the bottle looks just amazingly well when there is a spot. But it's completely fine if you shoot it this way, you like it this way. So, the only thing that I would suggest you to work on is the glass with ice. Ice, it lacks probably dark details, you know, the contrast somewhere. Blacks maybe should be pulled off, or white should be pulled down, because there are so many white reflections there, and it's a little bit too much. It's like white could be okay if it's just a little specular highlights on the glass and on the ice. Let's see if we can find examples. We had some really cool examples of, for example, here I think students were submitting lots of cool stuff. So on a shot like this, where we had some highlights. This is maybe not the best. So it's not white, but there are some highlights here, right? They like little specular pieces. And it's fine to be white. It's not white, not white. Like here, you see, there are some really bright areas, but they're little. And white plus dark areas plus some sort of like, well, colorful areas, right? Color from the liquid itself looks good. This is one not really good because they glow and they look unusually different. Okay, and if you look at the mine shot, right? Again, some specular lights, but there are many dark areas. This is what I would love to see here. Of course, it's brighter image, so it shouldn't be that dark. But still, it would be cool. You have little dark area here. We need to see more of them on the eyes. How you can get it? Think about first isolating light on the background. You crop it relatively tight, right? So you may have darker area or at least some black screens outside of the background, on the background, outside of the frame. And this can give you some black reflections. And probably you have less light over here on that glass. It will help as well. And the last piece may be the lemon. It's really being dissolved by the background. I think it should pop up a little bit more. And again, I would really suggest you to dial down the brightness of the background. It will make the whole image way more dramatic. You don't need to have, if it will be darker background, you don't need to have that white reflection on the bottle. Because again, it kind of kills drama. And we all love drama, right? More drama to our life is what we all enjoy. Well, most of us, we watch TV sometimes or whatever. Drama. Drama in a good way, talking about just things that makes us feel something. Just a little bit more emotional. Contrast images, darker background, brighter subject, somehow impact us more. This is how our brain works, whatever. Okay? Let's see. Thanks, Vasim. So, this is it? We talk almost for 1 hour. Morten, my friend and great helper. Okay, Morten, I'll give you some feedback. Yes. It's definitely good image, spectacular image. By the way, Susan, this is what I'm talking about, drama. Comparing the feeling from your image, or at least I'm talking to myself, okay, I compare how I feel looking at your image and here. Here, just because we have black, lots of blacks, we have relatively bright areas, and we have that gradient that everywhere, on the background, on the refraction, inside the glass, on the table, somehow we really like, I feel, I want to look at this more. It tried to catch my attention stronger than your image, just because of the colors and that difference between brightness and darkness, by the spectrum, if you want. This is what all product photographers, not only product photographers, anyone who's doing something for public need to look for, right? We are looking for catching attention. More attention to our whatever we produce, more successful we are in what we do. More, maybe not money, but emotions we are getting back from our audience, whatever. So this is what we always need to keep in mind when we do whatever we're doing. How to ignite more emotions, more feeling in a person who we talk to with our work. Morten, here, it's all cool, but who told you to crop like this? It's a huge no. It's like one of the probably 3 like big rules. Never crop on the edge. Never, ever. You don't crop on the edge. It's like, no, in painting, in anywhere. Either crop somewhere across the subject if you want, be like, half is gone, not a half, 1/3 is gone. Or leave a room. We need to have a room around. We never crop this tight. We never crop at the edge. We never make, except some exceptions, but we don't touch two different subjects. Just touch. We either overlap, intersect, or just being apart. Same thing here. We don't touch with the edges. Like here, you almost touching. It should be a little bit more inside the glass, more overlapping between that pink burgundy glass and the right one at the bottom, talking about this area at the bottom. Okay, and crop it better. And then it will be wow, 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 better. So composition is a big area of improvement for you, composition, because it's not just a cropping. Look at the horizon line. Look at that line that divides the background from the table. It's almost in the middle. It's nowhere. It's not in the middle, which is unusual, but sometimes we do it if you like, have such symmetry. And it's not on 1/3. It's somewhere like you didn't really, you tried to do either 1/3 or try to do in the middle, but didn't kind of go there. You kind of make it half stop somewhere. I would suggest to lower it down so it will be not in the middle, not like this, but 1/3. Not much, actually, here, somewhere here. Okay? And then it will be really awesome image. Let me like it. Okay? Okie dokie. So, Swapnil, did I talk about your shot or not? Let me do refresh. Did I talk or not? Did I miss it or did I hit it? Maybe I have different name. But I don't see it. I don't see any new. Okay. Alrighty. I think this is it, right? We have 1 hour and it's enough. So, guys, thank you for watching. Let's run. If you have any questions to me, if you have anything, ask me anything. I'm here for you for a few more minutes and then we'll be gone. Then, while you're thinking what to, well, type in your questions if you have. So, last Friday of each month, we'll be running this. Again, depends on the demand, and depends on how many submissions we'll have. Maybe I'll consider to show you something, or we'll see. We'll see. But you can watch us for end of last Friday of each month. Again, for you who joined later, we have this release coming up. We have the jewelry photography course for wedding photographers, but it's not really for wedding photographers. It's for any photographer who want to start to shoot jewelry without equipment, without the studio. We teach you really how to do this, because all these shots that you will find, the release is on 2nd of April. First week of the release, you have 20% off. All these shots were done with just a speed light. Okay, the camera and the speed light. Basically, this is what I had. And that piece of the Savage plastic, okay, the diffuser. The diffuser that I mount on the lens. This is it, all this, okay? And it's not much post-production here either. They really close to as is. You can see this below the before and after. Left is straight out of the camera. Let me post the link on here, okay, on the chat, so you can check. and we can post here. Okay. Okay, cool. Looks like there is no questions here. Let me refresh this page. Cool. Okay. So this is it. Thank you for watching. See your submissions. You tag it with Photigy review tag on Facebook, Photigy group. It's super easy to join it. You can search for Photigy. Group will be there, and we approve your request. You post that image, and next Friday, or it will be last Friday of April, we will review it. Okay. If you want to start, if you're looking some guidance to product photography, what I really suggest you to go and check the gear guide that we have. You should know it. Let me show you where the gear guide is. You go to, here it is, recommended gear. It's on certification program. Recommended gear, there is a video. Basically, it's a lesson from the course, completely free for you, where I go through all kind of equipment that you can use as a beginner. Because if you have like $20,000-$30,000 to spend on the equipment, this is probably not for you. It's a little bit different when you have that budget. But if you're on a budget, this is where it will help you to pick up right equipment. It's important because many cases you need to pay twice. First, you buy something that you think that works, and then you figure out that it doesn't really work. There are other thing that works better, and you have to buy it, and eventually you spend more money than you could if you know from the beginning. So we have all this list: cameras, lenses, especially some cool modifiers, light modifiers that you can use. For example, many of you struggling with the diffusers. Here is the $50 huge frame. It's over there. Huge frame that you can use. It's frame, so you can put whatever you want inside, but it's only $57 compared to the Westcott diffuser or Matthew diffuser with silk in it, which cost about $200 or close to it. You can put just a Savage, which costs nothing, and use it. And this is a completely professional solution. Many things are here, okay? It just, you can search recommended gear for Photigy, or for product photographers, okay? On Photigy. Okay, have some question from Jason. What's the difference when using a strip box and square softbox to create the gradient? It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Let me I'll try to show you over here. So let's say the diffuser that you have, right? The diffuser, right? With the strip box. Let me do this, guys. I'll put it on. Do a little demo for you. I don't have, unfortunately, the, how you call it, the square one. No, really, you can imagine that I don't have square one. I only have such strip boxes. So look at what happens when I have this strip box touching the diffuser like this. Look at this. This is what we all looking for when we shoot glossy things, glossy surface. This is what gives us the beauty, the gradient, this beautiful gradient. If it would be a square, let's say square like this, almost, right? You won't see such gradient. You will have it, you will have, of course, you have some, because the distance will be different. But it will be way more smoother. And sometimes it's okay, but if you want to have more contrast gradient, more dramatic, what I call dramatic gradient, with square, it won't really work. What I suggest you to do if you have square, because many of you coming from general photography, like people photography, and they have, well, you use square softboxes there, right? You just cover, let's say, half of your softbox with black screen. Not the middle, not like both sides, because if you cover both sides, it's hard for you to create a sharp cutoff line. You cover half or even more than half. Of course, you're losing lots of power, but it's a trade-off. Then you have like a strip box with one side where you can touch your diffuser like this, okay? This is what the biggest difference and the only basically difference that you need to have. Okay. It is anything else? Rod Castro, hello. No, that's it. Okie dokie. We are good. Then. Ta-dam. Thank you, Jason. Okay, guys, see you next time. Watch for announcements. And if you're not subscribed to Photigy yet, subscribe. Because we have some cool stuff only for subscribers. If you are a subscriber, you know what I'm talking about, even in regards of this new course that is coming up. On April 2nd, right? If you're a subscriber, you already had a good chance to jump in with a very good discount. So it's easy to subscribe. You go to Photigy and create account. You immediately get into the system and you will receive all the notifications about cool stuff that we're going on privately for our subscribers. Okay? We are the best school, online school for product photographers. We specialize only in product photography, and this is what the difference between us and any other resource. Okay? We have the deepest and the largest variety of tutorials and classes for product photographers. Jewelry, splash liquid, beverage, and everything in between. Okay, I'm Alex Koloskov, and I see you next time, next Friday of April. Goodbye.